What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today, we're going to be discussing Juan Laporta's plan to make Barcelona go back on top. Now, as you've seen over the past week, it's been a very, very busy and massive week at Barcelona. And I have with me Balgana Planet with me, and we're going to discuss everything in detail, giving each other's opinions on what the moves Juan Laporta has done. So, Alex, you want to just say hello?
Hey, Hafed, thank you for inviting me to your channel. It's great to be here, and welcome everyone watching. Let's get it on.
Okay, so we'll go in chronological order of what Laporta has done over the past week. So first day on Monday, I believe, he signed Sergio Aguero. Now, for me, I think the main, of course, Barcelona don't have a striker. He's a good short-term fix with Erling Haaland not coming in till at least next summer. It's gonna be a big, big war for that. But for me, I think he says it in his press conference, oh, I didn't bring him in because of Messi. But let's be real, it did have a big factor because obviously there's other strikers out there. I think Aguero will come in and do well against, the lower opposition teams. Do you start it in the Champions League? I don't know, especially, a big away game, Bayern Munich, PSG, something like that. But he's a good short-term quick fix. We saw him at Manchester City coming off the bench, scoring goals, still providing something. But then again, Pep Guardiola didn't really favor him. But I think as a short-term fix on a low wage as well, is good, and also it makes Messi stay as well. What do you think about the signing, Alex?
Yeah, well, definitely. I think it's pretty spot on what you said. Obviously, Aguero and Leo Messi are really good friends since probably like 10 years ago. They met in international break. And I actually heard the story of how they met because they didn't really know each other, and then they were in international break, and they actually got put together in the same room. When they get the concentrations in hotels and stuff, and so they were actually just they knew each other from just saying hello and stuff, but then they actually got along pretty well. And from then they know each other. They're really good friends, and I think obviously it affects Leo Messi staying in Barcelona. And overall, I think it's a good signing. Obviously, we're not getting prime time Aguero, like prime moment. Imagine, bro. I mean, you know what, we had Suarez, it wasn't compatible with Aguero. But I think it's going to provide a lot. Possibly not a starter, but he's going to be starting in many games. The thing is that we don't have a pure number 9. Although I wouldn't classify Aguero as a pure number 9. He's a number 9, but not so pure, because he's not a player that just stays in the box like Zlatan Ibrahimovic's kind of style. He's a player that actually moves around near the box, and that's very good. That's flexible. But obviously, he's a number 9. He plays in the center forward position, and that's his prime position. But yeah, so I think overall it's a really good addition. I would expect 15, 20 goals per season. And that's not being very optimistic. I think that the combination Messi Aguero, even though in the Argentinian team they hadn't had like their greatest moments, I think playing together every single weekend is gonna obviously increase their chemistry. So overall, good signing. Obviously, I would prefer Erling Haaland. Who doesn't? But
next summer, man, it's gonna be crazy.
Man, I really pray, man. I don't know what's gonna happen next summer. I expect a huge battle, and also, let's see what Erling Haaland does this season. Because if his performance decreases, then Borussia Dortmund is certainly gonna have missed a great chance to sell Erling Haaland this summer.
This summer, yeah, because that 75 million clause kicks in. Even if he has a poor season, let's say he scores only 20 goals compared to his 40 this season, you take the risk with 75 million. I think every top club in Europe are going to be in for him. Depends on what Chelsea and City do this summer. If they get in a striker like Lukaku, Harry Kane, maybe they'll stay out of it. But Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, even for that price, everyone's going to be in for him, and that's going to be a big bottom. I also like the point you said about Aguero not being a pure number 9. That's true, but he's not like a reason where he drops back a lot. He drops back in the 18-yard box area, so he's still not a Griezmann, but not like a Zlatan or a Giroud or Samuel Eto'o kind of player too. So
yeah, no, exactly. Man, I think there's like a little sound interference. I don't know if it's me or if it's you. All right, yeah, it's fixed. It's fixed. No, yeah, I was just saying that at the end of the day, Aguero is not a player that's like moving from side to side. He's not a winger basically, but he can certainly play outside the box, make runs into the box, and that's gonna give us flexibility. Barcelona needs that flexibility because a pure number 9 that just stays in the box, that has never worked. Zlatan Ibrahimovic came here, and certainly it was such a failure. I mean, I'd say a failure. We gave Eto'o and we paid a ton of money for Ibrahimovic.
Was it like 50 million plus Eto'o? Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, it was a
that
very
was
bad deal.
Laporta too, right? That Laporta did that, right?
Well, it was actually, it was Laporta, but influenced by Guardiola because Eto'o was not wanted by Guardiola, and I don't know. Like finally they kept Eto'o, and then we won the Champions League. But then they were like, "All right, it's your time to leave." Then they got Ibra, but Ibra just didn't fit, and also Ibrahimovic had some issues with Guardiola, man. He called him the philosopher, you know. So I think Ibra has a bit of an ego, man, something that Aguero is completely different. Aguero is, I think he's a humble guy and friendly, and that's great, man. It's a great addition, man. I'm happy with Aguero, not expecting to revolutionize the team, but good addition, man. I'm happy.
Yeah. So 24 hours later, we made another signing, and that was Eric Garcia. Now, we all saw this coming from back in, July, August time when he said he wasn't going to renew at Manchester City. Barcelona wanted to pay for him because they knew that Man City would not play him throughout the season, so it would hinder his development. In the end, Bartomeu was too busy dealing with Messi stuff that he couldn't put in a proper bid, and they put in, I think, on the last day of 15 million, but it got rejected because City wanted 20, so 5 million basically cost us Eric Garcia, but now he's here. He said he's going to wait. He knew after the presidential election that he was going to come by Barcelona. So he lost 1 year of his, game time. But in the end, he's still young. I think it's a great addition. Of course, I've been seeing, a lot of the videos of him playing in La Masia with Barcelona releasing them all. Very, very solid center back, even at City. He doesn't play. The thing is with Eric Garcia, he's played the maximum of 10 games this season, which is very, very poor. But Luis Enrique for the Spanish national team still picks him. That shows how good he is. It shows he has potential. His quality, I think he'll be a great center back. Of course, there's these big comparisons with PK. I don't know if you saw the PK video of him with, at someone's house, and giving a little dig to Eric Garcia because he did the same in his press conference too. So
right, yeah.
Dig each. So let's hope there's no beef there. But what do you think about Eric Garcia?
Well, I think Eric Garcia is a 100% Barca style defender. It's not a PK because physically they're not similar. They're very different, but I think mentality-wise, leadership-wise, Eric Garcia is going to grow into something like a Piqué. And the style of play is certainly Barca style, right? So he plays really good with the ball, can actually move forward if we need so. He actually scored a lot of goals in La Masia. Something that in obviously Manchester City, he didn't have that breakthrough in the first team.
He still scored a few, though.
So we can expect that from him. So it's actually a player that has goal. Obviously, I'm not expecting him to score 10 goals this season. We will see. I don't think it's immediate performance from Eric Garcia. I think it's going to be gradual. We're going to see Piqué Lenglet or Piqué Araujo, Lenglet Araujo at the beginning, even Mingueza getting in the mix, and slowly Eric Garcia coming in. He needs to get adapted. Even though he comes from Pep Guardiola, who is 100% Barca.
We'll get used to his surroundings, like the surroundings of the team,
exactly,
the philosophy that Koeman wants to play.
And also gain the confidence from Ronald Koeman. Obviously, Ronald Koeman likes Eric Garcia, and he comes in for a 5-year deal, man. Eric Garcia is the future of Barcelona, right? I think it's a great addition, and we did well waiting for this summer because it didn't make any sense to bring Eric Garcia in the middle of the season, last season, because the immediate reaction, he wasn't going to have immediate performance, right?
You make a good point there, yeah.
Yeah, why spend 10, 15, or 5 million or whatever, any money, when he was going to be benched? You had Araujo, you had Mingueza doing the job.
But then there's the argument that, he can come in 6 months early to adapt. That way this season doesn't have that time to, adapt to the team and Koeman, all that sort of stuff. So you bring him early, plus Araujo was injured, so, because a lot of people, the criticism of Koeman is he played the same team every week with, Eric Garcia on the bench. There's no excuse for that. Say, why did you bring him in? But I see your point too, bring him in, all that. But the way I see it is bring him in 6 months early to, take away that adaptation time would have been a good case. I think the rumors were in January, 5 to 10 million, which is yeah, we're broke, but we can afford 5 or 10 million. So I would have done it. I think Victor Font said yes, but Tony Frazier and Juan Laporta said no. So in the end, we didn't do it.
Right.
But you make a good point. But I still see it from bringing him in 6 months early, so that way he doesn't have to do that adapting time for this season.
No, definitely. I think I'm in both sides of the argument here. I think that Eric Garcia, because Barcelona was playing with a 3-man defense, three center backs, 5-man defense, and it was nice to have him there. I'm sure he would have gotten some minutes, but I don't know, 5 million euros for an adaptation of 6 months. It's arguable. It's arguable.
Yeah, there's both sides.
Yeah, there's both sides. I think that at the end of the day, Eric Garcia, 6 months, sooner or later, I'm more in the side of waiting, but I would understand the other side, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, again, 24 hours later after that, we signed another player in Emerson Royal from Real Betis. Of course, back in 2019, I believe, Bartomeu decided to sign Emerson Royal from the Brazilian league, but instead of paying the full 12 million, he decided to split it with Real Betis and send him on loan for 2 seasons, and then Barcelona have to activate a clause of 9 million to bring him back. Juan Laporta has activated it, and of course, there's been a lot of rumors that we may sell him. Of course, Villarreal are very interested, but a lot of top clubs in Europe are as well. You have, Bayern Munich looking for a right back, PSG, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Tottenham. So Juan Laporta has signed him. He was going to sign him back regardless whether or not to sell him or integrate him in the team. But right now, the rumors are that Juan Laporta and Emerson both want to stay. They both want him to keep at the club. But also rumors that we may extend his contract for 2 extra years. But of course, there is that window of opportunity for an offer. So tell me what you think. For me personally, I think he should be in the team 100%. I think right now he's probably the starting right back ahead of Dest. I think Dest, people, give me slack for this. I think right now Emerson is better, but both of them at their peak, I think Dest will be better. But right now we're playing La Liga tomorrow against Eibar home. I'm starting Emerson. I think he's, at the moment a bit further in the, development than Dest. But let me know what you think. Do you think we should sell him if an offer comes in? And what do you think about him as a player in general? Would you prefer him from Dest right now? Or what do you think about it?
Well, I think we should definitely give him a chance. So keep him this season. It was somehow a weird deal that we made there. We paid 6 million each, Barca and Betis, and then we paid most of the transfer. Basically, Betis ended up paying 3 million euros. We paid 9, while he played there for 2 seasons.
He paid his wages too.
Yeah, they paid. Yeah, all right. So yeah, so at the end of the day, I think it's good to have this, Emerson. Let's give him a chance. I don't want to see Sergio Roberto on the right back position again. I think we need to get rid of those kind of patches. Bartomeu was a man that loved patching stuff. Laporta is very different. So Emerson, to me, in the squad, I think that at the beginning of the season, we were going to see Dest playing over Emerson, but Emerson is...
You think so?
I think at the beginning of the season, just because of the fact that Dest has been playing in Barcelona for a year already.
Okay.
So,
again, back to the development. Yeah.
In fact, actually, I might be wrong, because in the preseason, we're going to see Emerson for sure. So maybe if he convinces Koeman in that preseason, he can start La Liga and other competitions. Emerson, I think that Emerson is over Sergio Dest, just like you. We've seen it, man. The numbers are speaking here. Emerson is one of the best right backs of La Liga. Selling him would be a mistake. It wouldn't be a mistake if we get like 40 million. I would accept the deal immediately. Or 35, I think it's a good deal. But for 20, 25, I would certainly keep Emerson, because right now, who other are you going to sign? I mean, Sergio Roberto, you have Sergio Dest, who's not really reliable. I think Sergio Dest is going to explode, and it's different. Yeah. It's a different player from Emerson.
Yeah,
they have similarities, but physically different. And I see a good right back squad here with those 2 players, Jorginho and Emerson.
And someone just said in the chat, of course, Dest can play left back as well. He actually starts at left back for the USA national team. And I like the point that you brought up about his price. I think Juan Laporta and you are on the same page. If a big offer comes in, they'll take it. If maybe someone bids 30 million, they say, oh, how about 35, something like that. That could be a possibility. But for me, for sure, we definitely have to keep him. I think he could be, like, of course, it opens up the window for, Roberto to leave as well. But he's a good player. It's not like, he's a patch player that Bartomeu brings in. He's a fringe player, something like that. He's a good player as well. You can see his numbers in La Liga. Like you said, behind Carvajal, because let's consider Carvajal out because he's been injured throughout this whole entire season. He's probably the best right back in the league alongside Trippier from Atletico Madrid. So I think he should be kept for sure. 24 hours later, again, we found out that Jordi Cruyff signed for the club. Of course, he's going to be working in the background of the sporting area with Mateu, Alemany, and Ramon. So I want to know your thoughts on it. And also, there have been rumors coming out, I think, from Xavi Lemos and Xavi Campos saying that if for some sort of way Koeman does absolutely dreadful and he has to be sacked midway through the season, Jordi Cruyff could come in as the interim manager, just, fill in that gap a little bit. So, of course, he's not being appointed and signed to, be that replacement for Ronald Koeman. Of course, he's going to work in the background. He has the Cruyff style. Of course, like Laporta said, he has experience in Ukraine, China, and Israel as well. So what do you think about that overall?
Well, to me, Jordi Cruyff is great to see him back. He was a La Masia player and then first-team player. He knows the club really well. Obviously, his father, a legend. And really good friends with the Laporta family. So the Cruyff family is really friends with Laporta and also with Ronald Koeman's family. So with Ronald Koeman as well, they have really great relationship. I think that Jordi Cruyff, together with Koeman, they're going to make a good partnership there because they have a great relationship, as I said. And in fact, in terms of the possibility of Cruyff becoming a coach, when Laporta was actually announcing stuff, he made a lot of conferences, how you call it, like announcements, basically.
Yeah.
And he said that Jordi Cruyff is some sort of
versatile.
Some versatile signing, like, and that was like, all right, and then the speculations came in, and I think that. Cruyff is a good coach. Let's not deny that. Cruyff is a good coach. He hasn't coached an elite team like Barcelona. Neither has Ronald Koeman. Koeman has an 1 year experience. But all right. So
but Jordi Cruyff, I hear what you said. Jordi Cruyff he hasn't coached a big team. He's coaching like China and some other leagues as well. Nothing in the European top.
Nothing top. But I think the point is right. I think Cruyff could be a substitute to Ronald Koeman if things don't go really well this season. But I'm expecting Koeman to improve this upcoming season. First, you have a better squad. Second, you planned better. And you have some players that you demanded. At least you have Eric Garcia. I don't know if you explicitly demanded Eric Garcia. I think that if we finally bring in Depay, we're probably going to talk about this later. Yeah. But I think Depay is going to be great, man, for Barcelona. Wijnaldum, we can talk about Wijnaldum later.
Man, I've been saying this since August. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube said Depay will be a great signing, and people absolutely slated me. But on the point of Jordi Cruyff, I think with Laporta, one of the reasons why Laporta brought him in is because he wants that possibility. So you can't be like, oh, December, we're 10th in La Liga, knocked out the Super Cup, knocked out the Champions League. I can't sack Koeman. There's no one available. I think he's just there just so he has that option to sack Koeman. Because if you don't have Jordi Cruyff, you're thinking there, do I sack him? Do I pay him? Can I find someone else? We're in January, middle of the season. So with Jordi Cruyff in the back, it gives him that option. So you won't be afraid to sack him. Okay, we're doing absolutely crap. Jordi Cruyff come in for now. Koeman, goodbye. So I think that's why he did that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of the factors why he brought in Jordi Cruyff. Definitely, he wouldn't have said that in the press conference.
In the press conference, yeah.
But I don't think it's the main factor. I think Cruyff is a great sports manager, football manager. He can be a technical secretary. He can be a football director, sports director. He's not going to be either of those in Barcelona because Mateu Alemany is the sports director. And,
he'll be working with him, right? But I think Mateu Alemany will have the final say.
Yeah, well, I think I'm not sure who's going to have the final say.
Laporta, obviously, but I'm hearing rumors that it's like Mateu, it's like Ramon, Jordi Cruyff, and then Mateu Alemany just right here on top of them. So,
right. Yeah. But I assume that they're gonna take consensus, right? So they're gonna all agree with each other and then take the decision because it wouldn't make sense if you have one of the members being completely against one decision, right? So that would be like, all right, so really, this guy is really against this decision. Maybe it's a bit risky, but I think so. Yeah, he's gonna be assessing. Ramon Planas and Mateu Alemany. So this is going to be great. We don't have a certain position, but yeah, man, this position here that he has certainly leaves a lot of doors open for him to, I don't know.
It puts pressure on Koeman too as well. He knows that he can't make a mistake.
Yeah, but now that I think about it, the relationship, the friendship between Koeman and Jordi Cruyff would be a bit odd if like they sack Koeman to put in Cruyff, man. I think that's gonna be. I'm not sure if Cruyff would accept it. Now that I think about it.
Well, you bring up a good point, but then again, you have Laporta. Let's say worst case scenario, we're 10th place La Liga in January, knocked out of Spanish Super Cup, knocked out of Champions League. Laporta's gonna, he's gonna have to make that decision. I think Jordi Cruyff will accept it. I think if Koeman is sacked unrightfully, maybe Jordi Cruyff like, no, I don't feel comfortable. But if it's like, he's doing absolutely poor, I think Jordi Cruyff will accept it. Let's say like, we're second in La Liga out of the Super Cup, Champions League round 16, then he gets sacked. Jordi Cruyff may look at it and say, he hasn't done that badly. I think that's a bit rude. I don't want to take his job, blah, blah, blah. So you bring up a good point, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it, man. But I've heard these rumors about Cruyff possibly becoming the coach. Yeah. But overall, I think Cruyff is a great technical secretary, sports director. So he's going to be assessing really nicely to Mateu Alemany and Ramon Planas. And I'm looking forward for this Laporta era. I think Laporta didn't have a really clear project since he got elected. While he was getting elected in the elections, Laporta made a really good campaign, but his project wasn't existent, man. Let's be honest.
No,
even though I'm a big Laporta believer and I lived my best years as a Blaugrana fan under Laporta, and then to see Bartomeu destroying everything. But now I see Laporta building a project that is interesting. I like it.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I think like Victor Font during the election had a very strong plan, had everything planned out. Juan Laporta kind of just hinted saying, oh, look, here's Puyol on the screen with the video, Eto on the screen with the video. But in the end, Laporta was the right man to become president, and we all agree on that. Now, 12 hours later, after signing Jordi Cruyff, Juan Laporta called a press conference to announce a few things. And he also confirmed in that press conference that Ronald Koeman will be staying as the manager for next season. Now, when that news came out, I made a video straight away. I said, look, it's Laporta's decision. I back him. But I don't want people saying Koeman out every single week. We draw against Levante, we do this, Koeman out, blah, blah, blah. Constructive criticism is always welcome. We say, oh, why don't you play Eric Garcia? Why don't you, put Blaugrana Planet on the bench? Something like that, right? But I don't want, because you see all these players, you see all these other teams, Arteta out, all the out, blah, blah, every single week. I'm not a fan of that. Let's give him the time. He has now, like you said earlier, no excuses. Wijnaldum's going to come. Hopefully, we'll find out in the next 24 hours. Depay is coming. Eric Garcia is coming. Juan Laporta has backed you. He said, look, I'm sorry if I caused you any this harm. It's all you now. You have no excuses. No, Messi's going to be staying, hopefully. There's, there's a president now, pandemic, we're coming out of it. No excuses. So that's my standpoint on Ronald Koeman. If he fails, you have to move on from him. If he doesn't win, of course, there's the variables in his contract. Or if he wins, I think 2 trophies, he stays, something like that's automatically activated, something like that. But for me, if we're in like January, he's not at least top 2 in La Liga, and still in the Champions League, I think maybe the doubts will start to creep in like last year. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's my standpoint. So what do you think about Ronald Koeman continuing?
Well, I think I talked about this on my channel many times. I don't think that Koeman is the coach for Barcelona. I think that neither do you. And possibly there's no one that believes that Koeman is the right coach. But it's the coach that has a contract. We're in a tough economical situation. We would have to compensate Koeman with 9 to 13 to 15 million. I don't know the exact number, but the rumors are there. So we would have to pay him the year. Also, we haven't paid Setien, and there is a part of the salary that we still haven't paid, the compensation, exit compensation, that we haven't paid to Valverde. So imagine, there's still Valverde, we still need to pay him a part. Setien,
and I didn't know about Valverde, really? I didn't know that.
There is a small part, but
I know Setien, poor guy, hasn't got nothing yet, but I didn't know about Valverde. I didn't know about Valverde.
No, there is a tiny part, not a tiny part. Basically, when they agreed his compensation for exiting, for breaking the contract ahead of time, they agreed to pay him in installments, certain amounts. So the amount is programmed and is budgeted, so they're going to pay him the amount, okay? But it's there, okay? So we still have to pay him a part. But the problem is that Setien, we have there's a legal case open, and we would have to pay him a good amount of money, man. I think it's about a few million euros. possibly around 3 or 5 or something like that. So it's a considerable amount. But then Koeman, you will have to pay him this amount as well, and you will have to pay another coach. And who are you going to place? The question is, who are you going to place? Are you going to get, all right, Garcia Pimenta? It's a patch. Because Garcia Pimenta is not going to stay there. You can say Jordi Cruyff, it's another patch, no?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, Flick. Well, I think these rumors, man, we all knew Flick was never going to come. Or I don't know who is there. Xavi. Everyone's talking about Xavi. Well, Xavi just literally said today that he refused himself. He refused, and I knew that it was going to happen because Xavi is a guy that he said it before that he wants to be calm. He wants to enter Barcelona when he thinks it's the right time. He doesn't think it's the right time. Let's not pressure the guy.
It's chaos right now, yeah.
It's chaos. Yeah. And I don't believe Xavi could rescue the team immediately. It would take a while. But the factor, so I think overall, concluding my little rant here, is that Koeman, it was the easiest thing to keep Koeman. It was the easiest thing. Just you don't have to pay any more compensations. You don't have to find somebody else. And what if somebody else comes and you have to fire him the next year? Like, it doesn't make sense because nobody is going to come for 1 year. At least 1 year, nobody's going to sign for 1 year as a coach. They're going to sign for 2-3 years, minimum. Even 2, I think it's too short. So I would do 3 years, if I was getting hired. And so I didn't see a clear candidate for the position. I don't see a clear person that can come in. Talked about names, but I don't think anyone wants to come to Barcelona just like that. Any top coach, right? And so basically, easiest thing, keep Koeman. Again, I'm not a Koeman supporter. I'm not a Koeman fanatic, but I can understand the situation. Just keep Koeman. But I think it's nice what Laporta did in some way, which is ask him to play in a certain way because you're not going to be the coach of Barcelona for the next 10 years. So make sure we lay the foundations of the new project. And the new project is being created by Laporta, right? So
do you think those rumors are true, though, about Laporta telling him, play this way, 4-3-3? I think that's a bit naive from Laporta because, it's like as he is being the coach. It's a bit insulting on a coach for the president to tell the coach how to play. Do you think those rumors are true, though?
Right. I don't believe in these rumors exactly.
Yeah.
I know there have been meetings between Laporta and Koeman, and Laporta said himself that he asked Koeman to do certain things. I don't know if it's to play the 4-3-3 formation.
I remember in this press conference, the one about the one yesterday when he announced Koeman to the state, he said, and before he gave it to the girl to come speak, he said, I want Barcelona to play good football with intensity. So maybe he's telling them to play, a proper football Barcelona, but not telling them, 4-4-3-3, Eric Garcia here, PK here, blah, blah. And that's just too
obviously,
much.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, Laporta is not a manager. He's not a
You can
technical...
still play intensity, free-flowing football with the 3 at the back, right? But I think he's just trying to, emphasize to him, if you're gonna coach well, because it's better if you coach well and lose than coach crap and lose as well. So that's, I think, the point he's trying to make.
Right. It's something around there, I believe. To be honest, it's speculations here. The press have been speculating about what Laporta has said to Koeman. And I honestly don't believe that Laporta told Koeman, you have to play with the 4-3-3 formation or you're fired.
I don't believe that either.
That's just nonsense. But I'm sure that he told him in certain ways, look, Barcelona, and especially Laporta, is a guy that loves the Cruyff style of play. So the tiki-taka, not replicate the tiki-taka, but have some hints of that football, so we can actually, the players that are arriving that are young, they start to know that methodology. And if Xavi arrives next year or in 2 years, he can actually...
Has something to build on.
Yeah, exactly. He has the foundations and then he just has to build the building, right? So...
Yeah.
I think that's the message of Laporta to Koeman, and also certain things about attitude. We saw Koeman butchering the referees after every game. I understand that you get pissed when you get robbed. Like it's normal. I would be the
Welcome
same.
to Barcelona, man. This is not the same
right,
thing.
Right.
But Mateu Laos is retiring, so we've lost one.
Really, man? Mateu Laos is retiring?
Yeah, he said after the Euros. So after the Euros, he's going to retire. Yeah, he said that, yeah. So we got rid of one.
Yeah. We man, thank God there's one down, but
That's why he cried
unfortunately,
after the Champions League, because that was his last, Champions League refereeing game. So he said
right.
after a few days later, oh, after the Euros, I'm retiring. So
Right, man. I'm surprised, man, because they earn quite a lot, man. I saw the salaries. I'm like, man, I'm gonna
yeah.
become a referee, bro. If I don't make
Just
it
the
as a
ones with
football
like
player.
the well-known names, like in England, you have Michael Oliver,
Right.
Atwood, and you have like Bjorn Kuipers, like the ones that like the referee names that I know and they're the ones that make the most. So
Yeah, no, obviously,
yeah,
no. But be a referee in La Liga, I think you earn around 250,000 per year, which is a fairly nice amount, man. Just to be a referee.
yeah. You
Apparently,
don't
a
even
lot of
coach every
those
week.
referees.
Sometimes you
Apparently,
sit on the VAR, just
right. Yeah, the VAR. I checked it. They earn less. If you're in the pitch or in the VAR
But they
room,
always
it's a
switch, no?
different
Like
salary.
sometimes, for example, Mateo Laws will be
Yeah,
on referee.
yeah. But I think there's a fixed salary. Man, how we're talking about referees is funny.
My
There's a
fault, my
fixed
fault.
salary. No, that's fine. There's a fixed salary. I think that's what I read. I don't know if it's 100% true, but there's a fixed salary, and then there's the compensation per game. So if you're
Yeah.
on the field, and if you're the first referee, you get a certain amount. If you're the fourth, the assistant doesn't get the same amount, right? But anyways, so yeah, we were talking about this kind
Here,
of
let me bring this
referees.
up real quick just to conclude on
Yeah.
Ronald Koeman. So I'm going to ask you a question, so I'll bring it up. Is Koeman a better coach than Xavi?
Yo, Sanzu, man, he's a great guy, man.
Yeah.
So you wanna go?
Just answer this one question, then we'll go talk about other signings. But I think I'll start off. I think you have to say right now, I'm leaning towards yes, just because Koeman just has the experience. I think Xavi's only coach in Qatar. Like Koeman's coach at least in the Dutch league, Premier League, and La Liga. Oh, I think Dutch league twice, Premier League twice, and La Liga twice. So he has that experience. I think I've been saying this since day one. I think it's too early for Xavi. The pressure, the Pep Guardiola comparisons is just too much. I'm actually happy that he said no, because if he came in, there'd be people in our comments saying Xavi out in January. I promise you. I swear to God. So I think it was right for Xavi not to come in right now, but I do think at the moment Koeman is the better coach.
Man, Sanzu, what a question! What a question! It's a really risky question to answer. I don't know, man. The fact is they're very different, man.
Yeah.
You can say who's better, who's not. I don't know. They're very different. Certainly very different. Their style of play is completely far apart. And I wouldn't risk to answer this question because maybe, you know what? Maybe Xavi is a flop, I just leave it there, man. Who knows, bro? Who knows? We have to see him at a good level. I completely believe in Xavi, and I think he should be the coach of Football Club Barcelona. But people are putting Xavi as like the next Guardiola. And I think we debated about this in some other live stream. It's like, I think we're starting with the wrong foot here,
exactly,
with Xavi having the title of the next Guardiola. That's just, we started in the wrong foot here. So let Xavi do his thing. Maybe he's better than Guardiola. Maybe he's average. Maybe he is just like Guardiola. Maybe he's a disaster.
Maybe he's better.
Maybe he's better. Exactly. Maybe he's wow. He destroys Guardiola. But wow, I think he has been getting too many expectations lately. Just to answer the question, Sanzu, I won't avoid it. I'd say that Koeman right now has more experience, but I think that Xavi has a better mindset, better mentality, and Xavi could do really great things. So I'd say Xavi slightly, but Koeman has more experience. So yeah, as I said at the beginning, man, very difficult, very different. So some parts are really good from Xavi, and some parts are really good from Koeman.
Okay. So we talked about everything that has been confirmed over the past few days, but two signings that should be coming in next week. I know you have some sources about Depay. So of course, two of them are Depay and Wijnaldum. Right now, Wijnaldum has a big choice to make between PSG and Barcelona. He's probably going to be. I honestly think he would have been announced this weekend, but PSG came in with a last-second offer yesterday, and now Wijnaldum has something to think about. So Wijnaldum's going to be maybe coming in 50-50, but one player who will probably be coming in like 99% is Memphis Depay. So I want to know your thoughts on both. For me, Wijnaldum, I think it's very similar to Aguero. Quick fix, come in the midfield. Of course, opens the door for other people to leave. Pjanic, Fernandes, Roberto as well. Of course, is with the request of Ronald Koeman as well. So I'd bring him in just for, he doesn't have any excuses. Come in, I give you the player you want. But Depay, for me, I've been calling for him since August, man. I think he's a top quality player, very, very versatile. If you look at his numbers, he's better than Neymar in league. He puts up double figures in goals and assists. Of course, people tell me, oh, he's similar to Griezmann, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but he can play in other positions too and play as a different style. Of course, Koeman played him as a striker for the Dutch team, and Depay's been playing his best football ever since. So I think Depay, again, by the way, on a free deal as well. Absolute bargain. He doesn't work out. You sell him on 20 million, sell him to Premier League, something like that. Someone will pay 20 million for him. So I think both of them are good signings, but more specifically, Depay is just I think would be a brilliant signing. Let me know what you think about both of them.
Well, I think first of all, I'd say Wijnaldum, if he comes as a replacement for Busquets, I think it's a bit odd because
I don't think so.
He isn't very similar to Busquets, but we know that Busquets has been very regular this season. Busquets is a key player for Barcelona. Let's be honest. He's a player that needs to play, and if he's in great shape, he's very determined. But Wijnaldum is very different, right? It's an offensive player, more of a power player, and well, Wijnaldum can play holding midfielder, just center midfielder, and attacking midfielder, right? So
but the holding midfielder has to be beside someone, right? So it has to be a double pivot, not by himself, like Busquets.
Exactly. No, exactly. So that role, the Busquets role, he cannot do it. I'm so 100% he cannot take the Busquets role.
Yeah,
because
no chance.
No chance. What he can do is be versatile, and against teams that are very defensive, I think you can bench Busquets and play with Wijnaldum, that he can actually distribute the game and break in when needed, something that Busquets cannot do. So I think Wijnaldum is versatile and can do really well. If we swap Wijnaldum for Pjanic, man, to me, is a win. Is a win deal.
I've been saying that too. I said that too. I said as long as Wijnaldum comes in and you get rid of Pjanic and Fernandes, I'd do it every single day of the week. But if you bring him in and then you keep Pjanic and Fernandes, that's where I don't have that's where I have doubts. But like you said, it's just him coming in. He can. Cause I think now with him coming in, Koeman may go back to the double pivot, the 4-2-3-1, and have him and De Jong. But like you said, a great point. He can play him as the holding midfielder, and then him and De Jong can even switch in the game if one of them goes forward, one of them drops back. So I think that's a great point that you mentioned too.
Right, but I think that De Jong, I wouldn't see him as a holding midfielder, even though he can do it nicely. But I think a lot of qualities from De Jong are being lost if we play him as a holding midfielder.
No, I mean, just like like you said, against
I know,
it's
an option. It's an option. Yeah. It depends, really. It depends. It depends who you're playing against, how they're playing, the opponent, and just to adapt. I think, and I said it in my video, is the fact that Koeman is going to have a lot of flexibility now. Like, if Koeman doesn't do well this season, I mean, if they bring Wijnaldum, Depay, which I'll say my word about Depay, it's a really good addition, really good market opportunity. Man, if Koeman doesn't perform this season, well, seriously, bro, you're gonna be
adios.
We're gonna kick you out quickly, man, because, dude, you're gonna have a lot of possibilities. I understand. This is what I understand. So from overall, I think it's good to have Wijnaldum if we get rid of Pjanic, Mateu Fernandes, poor guy, bro. The guy played.
You see his interview? Did you see his interview with Mundo Deportivo?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Obviously, I understand, and I believe that there is something from Koeman against Mateus, because poor guy. How can you humiliate the guy, even though if he doesn't, I don't know, he's in the squad.
I was shocked because he's like, in training sometimes I play right back, I play a right wing, I play left back. I'm like, whoa, Koeman, man.
He's being patched, bro. This guy is being patched in the training sessions, bro. In the training session, man, that's humiliating to the next level. So poor Mateus Fernandes. I think we should loan him out. No other team is gonna want Mateus. It's a player playing 17 minutes a season. He can show nothing. But so in terms of Depay, I'd say Depay, man, is the real market opportunity. It's the opportunity of the transfer market for everyone, because he's a player with incredible numbers, free agent right now. As you said, is somehow very similar to Griezmann. The difference is that I'd say that Depay has more. He can actually come in from the midfield better than Griezmann. He can play as an offensive midfielder. He can play really nicely on the wing, something that Griezmann isn't that good. And the similarity that I see between both of them is that if you play them on the left side, they are going to go in. because if you play them in the left, they're
Put it
Depay
on the right foot, yeah.
is right-footed, right? So his tendency is to go into the middle, and so that's the similarity, right? But Depay is very versatile as well. He can even play as a center forward. That gives us the flexibility. To me, Depay should come at 100%.
No brainer.
Obviously, that doesn't leave any room for Trincaos or Braithwaite's, because Braithwaite now Aguero will have Aguero.
Braithwaite's gone, yeah.
Braithwaite, but the problem is that I don't see any market movement for Braithwaite, man. I'm getting worried right now.
No. There's clubs in the Premier League who take him, but I think we're just waiting for the Euros to finish because he's with Denmark right now, so there's no movement on that. But don't worry, there's definitely interest for Braithwaite, but I think you brought up a good point with Trincao. And also, don't forget about Collado. He's in his contract. He's supposed to be in the first team this year. I think both of them are very likely to go out on loan because, of course, you play with 3 forwards. You're going to need 3 forwards to start the game, 3 forwards as backup. So you have Messi, Depay, Griezmann, Dembele, Ansu, Aguero. Those are going to be the 6. And you can't really count Ansu because, he's still injured, comes back. Going to be a lot of pressure on him. So technically we have 5 plus half 50% Ansu, right? So I think both Trincao and Collado are definitely looking at a loan move, but maybe you want to risk it, keep Trincao in case Ansu has a relapse, something like that. But I think bringing in Depay back to the point is an absolute no-brainer for his quality, the way he plays. Remember, he played his best football with Ronald Koeman in striker in the Dutch national team, and that's where he was decent at Lyon. He was kind of like Asensio at Real Madrid, played decent here and there. But when Koeman elevated him to striker, he started playing there for Lyon. Then he dropped the cam a bit because they signed Toko Kambi as a striker. He's been fantastic. And I think even if he flopped at Barcelona, you can just sell him for 30, 20 million the next year. So either way, you make profit. Even if you pay his wages, you'll still make the profit back. So for me, I've been saying, Depay is a no-brainer, man. Especially now with Koeman staying, I think it's very, very likely. What's your sources, by the way? I saw your video saying, my source is telling me Depay very close.
Depay is very, very close. Just the factor of Koeman, the Koeman factor, right? Depay wants to come to Barcelona. Okay, he wants to come. Obviously, any player wants to come to Barcelona, but it looks very attractive for Depay because you're going to be playing alongside Messi. You're going to have a great team, and you're going to be coached by Ronald Koeman, who was the Netherlands national team coach. And you're going to have a lot of chances in the team because we really need somebody like Depay. Obviously, Ansu Fati coming in, he's going to be recovered. But Ansu Fati is not going to be started just like that. He needs time.
Exactly. I'm seeing so many people making their lineups for next season. Ansu on the left wing. You guys have to realize he's been out since November. He's not played. He hasn't touched a ball since November. He may not even make preseason. So you want him to come in and start. Don't get me wrong. Ansu Fati is going to be the future of Barcelona. 99% he's probably going to wear the Messi number 10 shirt in the future. But all this pressure on the kid, I feel so bad for him because he left at a great point. He was our best player when he got injured, even ahead of Messi, 100% at the time on form. And then people are going to be chucking him into these starting lineups. That's why I think Depay coming in is very important because you can't rely on Ansu Fati at least for the first 2 months of the season for me, at least.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's the whole thing. So let Ansu Fati recover properly. No more rushes, man. We've seen what the rush creates.
Exactly. Araujo, Pedri, Lenglet, Piqué.
Yeah. So let's get Depay in, and certainly some players are gonna have to go. We talked about Braithwaite, we talked about Trincao, but man, a big one has to go. I think.
I've been seeing a lot of this. Oh, people think, one of Griezmann or Dembele has to leave. I think you can stick with those 5 players because you need look. Messi has 2 years left at Barcelona. We'll talk about Messi and our thoughts on him in a few minutes. But Messi, if he stays at Barcelona, is going to be a 2-year contract, and then he's going to Inter Miami. In those 2 years, we have to win a Champions League. So you need the quality players. People say, sell Griezmann or Dembele, and then trust Collado and Trincao. No. People say, look, Trincao this season scored 3 goals. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You have to keep. I stick with like I said, the front 5: Griezmann, Dembele, Messi, Aguero, Depay. Those would be out of those 5. 3 of them are going to be starting. If they start the 4-2-3-1, maybe even 4 of them could be starting. 2 of them are going to be on the bench. That's the way forward for me. I'm seeing all this. I think Griezmann should reduce his wages. I think if he doesn't, then okay, you can ship him out because he's on. The point. I don't know if you saw my video, but the wages got leaked. He was on $700K a week.
Yeah, no, he's 20 million a year.
Man. So he has to reduce his wages. If not, ship him out. I agree with that. But I think we need to have the quality players. Look at Man City. They have Gabriel Jesus on the bench, Fernand Torres. This is what you need in the modern day because the intensity of the game is so high.
And
need quality players on the bench.
The seasons are long, man.
The seasons are long.
Basically,
We're in 4
have,
competitions. We gotta go to Abu Dhabi in January to play the Spanish Super Cup. There's a lot of games. So back to your point, I hate this rumors about one of the Griezmann or Depay Griezmann or Dembele has to leave. I think both of them should stay.
Right. I agree with you, man. I think we have a super team. If we bring Depay, we keep what we have, get rid of Trincao, Braithwaite. But the problem is that Dembele's future is in the air right now because of his contractual situation. So basically his contract ending next year, right? And right now I don't know, he doesn't want to renew. He
did an interview yesterday with L'Equipe. He said, look, Laporta and I, I'm focusing on the Euros. Laporta's focused on something else. We're not talking right now. I want to stay and we'll see. So Dembele is not the priority right now because Laporta has to deal with, the new signings. Elis Mariba's contract, other players. He has other priorities. Get rid of some players as well. Once Dembele comes back from the Euros, I think that's when the talks are going to start coming. And if he doesn't renew, okay, on the market, someone take him for 40, 50 million. I'm okay with that. But I know what you're saying right now. The talks are not progressing because both of them are pretty busy, but both of them are, planning to talk in the future. I think that's
of course, and I assume that. But there's been an offer from the information that I have. Well, the information that is public. The offer was made a while ago, like months ago, and we know nothing. There hasn't been an approach. Dembele certainly doesn't like Laporta's offer, which is downgrading the salary. This is my speculation. Mm-hmm. This is what I speculate. That's what I want to believe. Dembele has a lot of market. Certainly can get a really good offer from PSG, Man City, or teams like that have a lot of financial strength. And I think he's going to try to play us a bit, I think he's that kind of person. Griezmann is a guy that earns too much money. He simply earns too much money. He needs to fix his salaries because in these times, you can't be earning 20 million per year and score the goals he scores. He creates, but that doesn't mean I'm saying he's a shit player. No way.
It's not like Alex not saying he's a shit player. Just he earns too much what he provides on the pitch. Messi makes $1 million per week because he deserves that. 700
but
for
Messi
Griezmann
is a brand. Messi is a walking brand, bro. This guy generates if you go. In fact, I was talking today with my friends. If you go to the smallest island in the world and you go ask some little kid Barcelona, they'll be like, yeah, Messi, and they're like, yeah, shit, man. Everybody knows Messi, that he's the walking brand. He generates tons of money. But what I'm saying is that it's going to be very inconsistent. Dembele earning around 10 million, Griezmann 20. Coutinho, we haven't talked about Coutinho, man. This guy, Coutinho.
You're worried about Braithwaite. You're worried about Braithwaite. I'm worried about Coutinho, man. There's no interest. No interest for Coutinho right now. Nothing.
There had been rumors about Everton. I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure. I think they're not solid because
they're not solid. No. Even Ramon came out yesterday saying right now there's Coutinho's on the market. There's no interest from any club. Everton were just sniffing around, but then Ancelotti left, so now they're left with no manager. So that's the one I'm worried about. Braithwaite, forget about Braithwaite, man. I'm worried about Coutinho. This guy's on 450K a week. Injured and there's no interest in him whatsoever. This is why Laporta has other stuff on his plate. This is why he can't deal with Dembele. He has to deal with other stuff right now. I think what you're back to your Dembele point. I think you're right. I think Laporta is going to reduce his wage and he's not going to be happy with that. But I think Dembele owes us. He's been out. He's been here for Barcelona 4 years. He's been injured for at least 3 years. So I think he owes us for all the stuff he's done. I think he can take a little bit of a wage cut, maybe have some variables in there to bring it back up to what he wants. But I think Dembele will resign. But if he doesn't, he's definitely going to be out the door this summer. And then if that money, hopefully
you said resign.
Oh, renew. Yeah. And then hopefully we invest that money too.
Yeah, no, I think obviously Coutinho is a huge problem, man. Huge liability.
More of a problem than his wages.
I think the easiest thing would be to loan him out. Postpone the problem another year. Because remember that if he plays, I think 10 more games with Barcelona, we have to pay 8 more games. We have to pay around 20 million, right? 20 million extra to Liverpool.
I think what is right now. We still owe 50 million in variables to Liverpool for Coutinho. That could all come out. I think if he wins the Ballon d'Or, we win the Champions League, stuff like that.
That's not going to happen. I mean, the Ballon d'Or, the Champions League, but no. But what if? Imagine the situation. What if we win the Champions League, but Coutinho doesn't play a single minute?
I think it still counts. It still counts.
Shit, man.
Because if he if he gets the medal, it counts. And if he let's say for example the whole entire Champions League campaign he doesn't play, then no, we don't have to pay. But if he plays, let's say one game against Ferdinand Faros away, he gets the medal. We're gonna have to pay. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So, but we'll talk to Ronald Koeman, bro. Be like, yo, be careful here, man.
Of course, another thing. So I want to talk about two more things before we end up this live stream. One is about some signs that could come in, but the one I want to talk about right now is Leo Messi. So of course, the rumors are coming out that Messi is thinking about staying. Laporta has the contract almost ready to offer him the first one. 2 years at Barcelona, then 3 years in MLS, 10 years as the Barcelona ambassador. I want to ask your opinion. Of course, you want Messi to stay. Your logo is literally Messi. So, do you think 2 years is too short for Messi? I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, he has at least 3 or 4 years left in him. Offer him 2 years only, and everyone knows, right? Messi's gonna be at Barcelona for 2 more years. We have 2 more years to win the Champions League to let him go off on a good note. And at least one of those years, Koeman's going to be the manager. So what do you think about that? 2 years for Messi at Barcelona is what's being rumored at the moment, of course.
Yeah. So, well, the information that I have is that Mark Syria, who's an economist, a very well-known economist, has friendships with Victor Font, Joan Laporta. They actually prepared an example of the proposal that Laporta is crafting. So they probably helped Laporta to craft this proposal. This is the so-called lifetime contract, which is not a lifetime contract. Obviously, it's around somehow a 10-year deal. Not as a player of Barcelona, 10 years, that would be incredible. But so apparently it's going to be 2 years in Barcelona. With the rumors indicate that there might be 1 extra year. That's where Messi is going to be able to decide whether he stays or leaves. Yeah, so there would be that extra year. That would make it 3, which
like Iniesta and Xavi, where they have that option.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wouldn't surprise me if there is unlimited extra years. That wouldn't surprise me. It's a good idea. Unlimited.
I think so too, because with Xavi and Iniesta, each year they decide whether or not they want to continue or not. Yeah,
exactly.
So I would love Iniesta, that. Leave it up to Messi. I would love that.
Even Iniesta, he got a lifetime contract with Barcelona until he decided to break it. He broke it the next year. But this is the thing, right? It wouldn't surprise me at all if this happened, like unlimited extra years. But the rumors are indicating that it's going to be 2-year fix plus 1 extra year, then go to the MLS, play there until he retires, and then come back to join the sports manager position. Like he can be a living legend or a representative of Barcelona or just assessing. He can do anything he wants, bro. I build a statue. I go to Camp Nou, help build the statue.
And since you brought that up, someone put this in the chat. Do you think Messi should retire his number 10 after he leaves?
Man, you know what?
I'd be up for it.
I'm gonna create a change.org campaign for this stuff, bro.
You want that to happen?
I want to happen, bro.
The problem is, right, people brought up a good argument because, we've had other grade 10s as well, first of all, but nothing compared to Messi. But secondly, La Liga only allow 28 numbers, I believe. So when you take out number 10, you lose 1 number, which means you lose 1 squad player.
Doesn't matter, man. We remove number 10.
I'm happy with it either way, but he brings up a question saying, if he doesn't retire it, who should take Messi's number 10? For me, I don't want to put pressure on the kid, but I think it's going to be Ansu Fati.
Yeah, no, there's Ansu Fati. He's very appropriate, right? He's an offensive player, a lot of talent coming from La Masia. I think Ansu Fati would easily take it, but I've been thinking this for years now.
I'll sign it. Make it.
I want my grandkids to ask me, yo, why is Barcelona doesn't have a number 10? I'll be like, let me tell you, man.
I'll tell you a story.
Let me tell you a story about this kid, man. So I want this to happen. I don't want to see anybody else with the number 10. It's gonna.
Do you think maybe they'll leave it for you think maybe they won't retire, but they'll leave it open for a few years and then give it to maybe Ansu Fati or someone else? Because whoever takes that number 10, because when Ronaldinho gave it to Messi, it wasn't really it was a big jump, but not as big. But Messi, just whoever's gonna be the next number 10,
it's different, man. It's different, bro. Messi.
Yeah, whoever's gonna get.
Bro.
I think whoever gets it is gonna have so much pressure, like more pressure than if Xavi comes in as a manager. That's how big the number 10 shirt is, because
exactly, man. They're gonna downgrade.
Now. You think number 10? You think if I tell you the number 10, the first thing that comes in your head is Messi? No, none of this. Other players.
Messi, Maradona, man. That's it, bro. I don't know if Napoli actually
I think they did
They
after
did
he died.
take
I
down
think.
the number 10.
I think after
Bro,
he
I
died.
would.
Yeah.
I'm 100% in
Do you
removing the
think?
number
You think
10
we'll do it?
and negotiating with La Liga or whoever we have to add an extra number. So in case, you know,
Mm.
they'll understand it, bro. Because
Do you
not
think they'll do
only
it? You think Laporta or the club will do it?
I think Laporta is the kind of guy who would do it. He's the kind of guy who would do
You
it.
have to give something to Messi. Either take away number 10, rename the Camp Nou, the Messi Camp Nou. You have to give him something. The
Bro.
statue is guaranteed, right? But you had to give him something else too.
Statue, remove number 10 and call, I don't know, man, call the stadium Messi. You can do
Messi
it, man.
Nou?
I do it. Messi, no. Something, I don't know, maybe the stadium. I would put the sponsor on the stadium, man. Just get the money and run, you know, because the sponsors are temporary.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna call Camp Nou, the stadium Camp Nou still.
So the
It'll
one
just say Gatorade Camp Nou or some stuff like that.
So the guy who asked the question said that I think Haaland, De Jong, or Fati should take it. I think the number 10 is supposed to be for a forward, so I don't really see De Jong taking it. Of course, if Haaland comes in, maybe, but I think you can't give it to him just straight away, right? That's too much pressure, and plus he doesn't deserve it. I think Ansu Fati is the main runner. I think he knows that too as well. So
definitely, man.
if we keep
Haaland,
it,
Haaland should get the number 9.
Yeah.
Give him the number 9. De Jong 21. That's his number, right? And Ansu Fati, it just fits perfectly, man. La Masia player, forward. He can play in many positions. He's not like a pure number 9 or pure winger. It fits him nicely now that I think about it. But
I
don't want to see it. I don't want to see anything, bro.
Yeah.
Look,
I honestly think,
man.
If you want my prediction, I think they won't give the number 10 for at least 2 years after Messi leaves. And then they'll make a big thing when they give it to, Ansu Fati or someone else. That's what I think is going to happen. Of course, you make the petition to retire it. Send it to me. I'll sign it straight away. But either outcome, I'll be happy. But Messi has to get, Camp Nou after his name, statue in each corner of the Camp Nou. Everything that's around Barcelona, just rename it to Messi. And then I think I'll be happy.
You know what? It would be nice. In the stands where they paint stuff, like they put Rakuten or they put something, bro. Paint the big number, the shirt with the number 10 that says Messi.
If you retire it, yeah, I would like that.
Exactly, bro. And say, yeah, look, number 10. There's no number 10 on the pitch because he's there.
People are saying Fati would get number 7. No, I think Fati will take number 10 if it's offered to him. I think number 7 is supposed to be for like that secondary star forward. Like right now, it's Griezmann. Number 9 is for obviously the striker. I think number 7 is for that, whoever's going to play on the other side of Ansu Fati. So I don't think Ansu Fati.
I think they'll retire it, man, because normally the culture is that you pass the number 10 to somebody. Like Messi got it from Ronaldinho. Then if Messi leaves, who is he going to give it to? Like nobody right now. Like you cannot give it to Ansu Fati being 18 years old.
Oh no, I wouldn't give it to him right now. I said, I'd leave it, no one for 2 years until.
Yeah, it's a good one, man. It's a good one. All right, man. So
just to end off this video, I want to ask you, or not a video stream, I want to ask you about some of the signs that could be coming in. Of course, this morning, Mundo Deportivo have been linking us to Jose Gaya, who I think we should be definitely bringing in. I've seen a lot of people while we were talking bringing up 2 other players, Donnarumma on a free backup goalkeeper, and of course, Aymeric Laporte, the new Spanish center back. What do you think about those 3? For me, Gaya, 1,000,000%. I think Barcelona are going to sign him either way, whether it's next summer or this summer, because he's the best Spanish left back behind Jordi Alba. This summer, Valencia are in, they have no money. 15 million, easy. Donnarumma, if he comes in on low wages, I wouldn't mind it. As a, competition for Ter Stegen. Of course, he's very young. I think he's younger than me, to be honest. So, but of course, he's a Rayola agent. He wants, 20 million bonus. 500K a week is going to be free agent. So if he's cheap, not cheap, like if he's reasonable, like Wijnaldum, Depay, I'm all for it. Aymeric Laporte, same for me. If we could swap Roberto for him, maybe throw in a little bit of money, 10 million plus Roberto, I'm all for it. But if we had to pay outright for Laporte, we're not getting him because City activated his release clause 3 years ago for 60 million. So you're paying at least 60. So what do you think about those 3 players? Jose Gaya, Donnarumma, and Aymeric Laporte.
Definitely Jose Gaya is the natural substitute of Jordi Alba. I see Gaya really close to Barcelona. In fact, either this year or next year, Gaya doesn't feel like staying in Valencia. He doesn't like the project. Mateu Alemany. Remember, Mateu Alemany he has really good contacts in Valencia, knows the player really well. He's working to get Gaya to Barcelona. Obviously, the financial situation is hard. We will see how that develops. Donnarumma, I think it would be a great addition, and it would be great competing against Ter Stegen. It would be very nice to see two top keepers. But I'm not so sure if Donnarumma is going to be ending in Barcelona because Raiola, all that stuff, and he's going to want to start in Barcelona. He's not going to start.
No.
And then who's the last player that you mentioned?
Aymeric Laporte, the center back.
Aymeric Laporte, yeah. So I think Laporte is a great center back. We have Eric Garcia, we have Araujo, we have Lenglet, 25 years old. I don't think we really need him. We have.
See, you bring up a good point when you said Lenglet, right? Because I said in my video, because right now we have 6 center backs, right? At the moment, of course, Umtiti's going to leave 100%. So you have Piqué, Eric Garcia, Araujo, Minguez, and Lenglet. Lenglet has to leave if you want to bring in another center back. But of course, the center back you have to bring in has to be left-footed because out of the 5, only Lenglet is left-footed. So I think Aymeric Laporte, I think he's left-footed. I think he is. So if you want to switch those two, I'm fine. But you have to get rid of Lenglet first. And of course, Lenglet just came out as we're streaming, said that he wants to stay at Barcelona. He's not going to leave. So I think there's no room to bring in another center back. Of course, everyone in our comments, I know you've been seeing it too. Get another center back, get another center back. I agree with it, but you cannot bring in another center back without getting rid of Lenglet. And that's going to be the most difficult. Firstly, finding someone to buy him and then telling him to leave. So,
well, and Umtiti, man.
Umtiti's gone because I think Laporta is either going to loan him or release him, do something. He was not going to play another game from Barcelona.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Umtiti is 100% done. Neither Koeman or Laporta believe in him. The problem is that who's going to buy him? I'm looking, man. I'll make calls if needed.
Apparently, a lot of clubs want him. I'm seeing Fabrizio Romano came out saying that there's a lot of top clubs in Europe interested in him and are willing to pay 10 million, maybe something like 7 plus variables. So I think there is interest. Of course, we know that Zenit came in and Umtiti said no. Barcelona said yes, you can take it, but Umtiti said no. So I think there is interest as soon as maybe the Euros start to kick off or at the end of it, the interests are coming in from Umtiti. But like we talked about before, he's on 250K a week and he's injured again for the whole year. So
this guy earns $1 million a month, man, and he's getting buff, man. I saw this picture, bro.
I said that too. Every day on Umtiti on Instagram, he's always posting a video now every day.
Go on Instagram, go on Twitter, man. Go Umtiti, check the picture, guys.
So back to Aymeric Laporte. I think if we were to bring in another center back, I think he'd be absolutely perfect. Left-footed, Spanish, integrate in Barcelona well. Of course, Barcelona wanted him when he was at Athletic Bilbao, but again, if he wants to come in, we have to get rid of both Umtiti and Lenglet. He cannot come in with Lenglet being here. It just won't fit.
No. I mean, it depends. I would maybe, Mingueza is a good center back, and but I'm not sure if Mingueza can really be a center back for the future. We have to see how he develops. He did well, but he wasn't impressive. I know.
No, I disagree. I think he was very impressive because when he started off the season, I didn't even know who he was. I just knew he was one of the captains of Barcelona B. I knew he had long hair. That's it. I think he's impressed. I think at the end of the season, he's dropped off a bit. But also want to bring up, he's very, very versatile. Of course, he can play right back. He played right back this season, and he played left back a lot for Barcelona B as well. So,
no. I agree with you that coming from where he's coming, like this guy was in the bench of the Barca B, and then he came out and played 25 games for the first team. That's impressive. But I'm not sure if he's going to keep up the impressive level over and over to be consistent, to become a starting defender in Barcelona. We want the best, only the best. And certainly Laporta is going to try to build that. Laporte would be a really nice addition. Don't get me wrong. I would really love to see Laporte in Barcelona. He goes well in the air. He goes well with the passing.
He played very well yesterday too against Portugal. Very, very good.
Exactly. So I think we need to clear up. We need some players to go. Mingueza, I'm not sure, man. Araujo is certainly to me a player of the future. Araujo, Eric Garcia could be a really good combination, even though they're both right-footed, man. I mean, I just hear that. Yeah, man. Just Eric Garcia, Araujo, bro. I'm going in, man. I'm seeing that, even though they're both right-footed.
Well, Mascherano and Piqué are both right-footed, so it can work. But of course, it depends on how Koeman wants to play. We all know that the left-footed makes the game flow much better. That's why Araujo never played right center back in the back or left center back in the back three. So I think it can work, but I think you have to have one left-footed center back in the squad just in case.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100% in the squad. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, man, overall.
Maybe we offer Roberto Lenglet for Laporte. Who knows?
Not bad, man. Maybe.
Not
Maybe.
bad.
I think Lenglet, he's irregular, but he's young. The guy is young. He doesn't earn too much money. I think it's around 6 million per year. We could get some good money for him. I don't want to be giving him away.
Yeah, I'd say 40 million for him because we bought him for release
I think
clause
25. I think
35.
35. Yeah, possibly something from Sevilla.
So
look, yeah, Lenglet, he's been getting some hate, and he did some really bad stuff. Like, for example, against Cadiz, he created a penalty that we drew, and we could have gotten
PSG.
2 points away from La Liga. He's very irregular, but the games that he performs, nobody talks about it because he should be performing every game, right?
Before I started YouTube, when we were playing in 18-19 season, I remember him and PK were the partnership. I thought he was so good. He was like the unsung hero. Every time during that season, he put in a very good shift. Last season, the season before that with Setien and Valverde, he's been exposed quite a bit. But I think as an option off the bench for a left foot center back is not too bad, to be honest. So I want to end off the stream with one quick question for you. Do you think Laporta will spend money this summer? Because, of course, we're talking about all these players coming in. We're going to need money. I think we do have money, but I think Laporta is trying to save it for Erling Haaland. But I think if we look at Firpo, for example, we're going to sell him to the Premier League, 16 million plus variables. You can easily spend that money on Jose Gaya. So end off the stream, do you think Laporta will spend money this summer on other signings? For me, I don't think he will, but let me know what you think.
I see it very hard, even though we got that 500 million loan. I think Barcelona are waiting for the economical audit of the club to make good use of this 500 million. Also is just to be protected, right? Because there's apparently no money in the club. So this 500 million is going to give liquidity and cover the holes that Bartomeu left. I'm not sure if Barcelona are going to be looking to spend money this summer. If they do, it's going to be very little amounts, like 10, 15 million at max. And if we get departures for great money, because one thing is letting go Luis Suarez for practically nothing, and something else is selling Semedo, for example, for 30 million. If something happens like that, for example, we sell Firpo for 25 million, 30 million, then you have some cushion in order to make a signing for 10 million, something like that. I think that if we press Gaya, I think could arrive for around 9 million euros plus Firpo, or even less. So
the way I see it is, if you sell players, use that money to invest back into the team. So if let's say you sell Firpo for 16 million, you buy Jose Guy 15, then you have that 1 extra million, spend it somewhere else. I get it, you don't have money inside the club to bring it out. If you sell in the squad, like we're hearing rumors now, PSG may leave it to Juventus, loan, something like that. I think whatever money you earn from the squad, you spend it back on the squad. But I don't think Laporta will do that, to be honest.
No, why not, man?
It
could be. I'm not so sure either, man. Looking at how Laporta has been doing, like just getting everyone for free, and to be fair, it wouldn't surprise me if we don't sign anyone else. It wouldn't surprise me because
it wouldn't surprise me either. Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it would surprise me. I mean, I'm counting on Depay. I'm counting on Depay and possibly Wijnaldum as well. Okay, but man, the departures, zero departures at this point. We really need to start focusing on departures.
I think Laporta, what he's doing, he's signing everyone now, and then now when the Euros start, he's gonna start focusing on getting rid of the players. Fernandes, Trincao, Pjanic, Roberto. By the way, you brought up the point about Suarez and Barca Vidal leaving for next to nothing, like all in variables. There are also rumors that Roberto could be the same situation. Apparently, he may leave with just variables. I think that's disgusting because he has 1 year left on his contract. I think he's easily worth 20 million. But now we're hearing rumors that, if Roberto was to leave, it'd be a similar departure to Suarez, Rakitic, Vidal. That's something I'm worried about too. Because I thought Roberto's money could be used on the squad. You sell Roberto 20 million, bring Jose Guy for 10 million. That's 10 million profit.
Completely agree with you, man. I think Roberto, Laporta is not going to let Roberto go for nothing. For just variables. Roberto is worth 20, 25 million at
minimum.
At least. And I'm sure that he would do great performance if he gets confidence and he plays the position that he's naturally raised up for, like a midfielder, attacking midfielder. He can do great in Man City. I'm crossing my fingers. Laporta would want Roberto. He could be a great bench player to play instead of Gundogan or this Portuguese guy. I can't remember his name.
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking for Roberto 20, 25 million, But I think that there's a chance. That he stays, because if he lowers his wages, there's a chance that he stays because
I think if Wijnaldum doesn't come, then yes. I think Wijnaldum coming in, Emerson coming in, I don't think there's a place. But if let's say Wijnaldum chooses PSG in the next 12 hours, then big chance Roberto might stay.
Right. I mean, I think it's on the hands of Roberto himself, man. Koeman doesn't dislike Roberto because he's versatile.
If he stays, I'll take him. If he leaves, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Exactly. And Laporta is not his priority to get rid of Roberto, but his priority is to make sure if Roberto stays, his salary goes down for sure, because Roberto has a contract made by Bartomeu that increases every year. So next year he's going to be earning more money than he was earning this season. Like
that's why that's why we didn't sign some of the. That's why we didn't re-sign Juan Miranda. That's why Hando Orellana, Oriol Busquets don't have a contract right now, because Bartomeu, I don't know why, he makes their wages increase every single year. That's why Juan Miranda left Real Betis. That's why Hando Orellana, Oriol Busquets, their contracts are ending in June. Laporta wants to keep them. He wants to renegotiate and give them a brand new contract and not activate the extension on their current contracts. Because apparently Juan Miranda is going to be earning 100K a week if we re-sign them and not him back.
Imagine.
That's more than like Ricky Puig. That's more than Pedri, and he's going to be going out alone.
Exactly. I mean, I see Cold Mint saying we need the Roberto and Laporte swap, for example. I think this would be very interesting.
I think we have to put money in. I think we can't just swap them. I think City are not stupid, right? They wouldn't even give us Eric Garcia for less than 1 million. Yeah, not too much. I'm thinking Roberto plus 10 million.
Man. Well, yeah.
I think Roberto plus 10 million. Yeah.
7
but
million.
But Laporte to do that, Laporte to give money. So that's I think if Wijnaldum Depay come in, I don't see Laporta spending money. I think if Wijnaldum says no, joins PSG, we bring Depay, maybe he'll spend Jose Gaya 10 million.
That's the only one. Yeah. That's the only one. To me, Gaya is the only player that I see that Laporta could spend money.
I'm just
because
hoping
we really need somebody there.
Yeah, I'm just hoping wherever you sell from the team, you use it back in the team. That's all I'm hoping for. If you don't want to take anything out of the club, that's fine. But if you sell a Firpo 15, I want to see that 15 reinvested in back in the team. So we'll wait and see what happens. I think a lot of questions to be on the squad. Of course, we're bringing in a lot of players. Like you said, no players are leaving. But don't worry. We have Juan Laporta as our president, and we trust what he's doing. He's had an absolutely fantastic week. And hopefully next week will be the exact same with new arrivals coming in. That's going to be the end of this live stream, everyone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We talked about a lot. We talked about Aguero, Garcia, Cruyff, Laporta, Messi, Wijnaldum, Depay, some other three, Donnarumma, Gaia, Aymeric Laporte. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash a like. Of course, go check out Barcelona Planet. His link's in the title. And also you upload a video today on how the squad could look next season. It's a very good video, so go check that out. That's going to be the end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, everyone. And of course, Visca Barça e Visca Catalunya.